Welcome back, everyone. This market is clinging to highs, and according to our flight paths from earlier this week, where we presented to wealth charters and active trader room members alike, we're likely to see the market try to push up, come up towards that 64.12-ish area, and then start a move back down. Well, that indeed is what has been happening in markets today. Let's get zoomed in on the primary market, the S&P E-minis, where we've got a bearish reversal candle, but it's more of an indecision candle on the NASDAQ, as you'll see in a moment. So we've got more of a wick than a tail. Prices have come down. The S&P is effectively a point or so off yesterday's close into the end of the cash hours, of course, today. Futures are still ticking away, but the vote effectively is in. Trump and Putin are meeting. The 100% tariff on chips has been averted for companies that are onshoring their manufacturing. So Apple led the FANG gang up, and we saw that indeed give quite a boost to the market, to the NASDAQ in particular. It was also there in NVIDIA's move. It was there in Amazon's move. It was certainly there in Tesla's move as we move through the day today. Certainly a marketplace that has legs to carry forward, but is drying out on the fuel that it has. As well, the everything else market is really not doing the outperforming. We can take a look at the Russell as one of the areas in the everything else market. It ended up down about 0.1% so far before its close officially at 5 p.m. When you take a look at the NASDAQ, however, it led the charge in the morning. It led the charge during the morning before the market started to slip. And we saw that slip coming the same way we saw it on Tuesday. I'm going to share that insight with you in just a moment. The NASDAQ is still up over 0.33%. And even though it presents with an indecision candle, this would be still seen as a little bit of progress. Are we going to see that pull back down? Or is this market going to be able to levitate and hold up, pushing us back up towards the highs that we got back on July the 31st? Well, one of the ways that we can assess this is using powerful tools. And we did a class yesterday. I did a class on the Triple S toolkit and how I approach markets. There was lots of great feedback. A huge welcome aboard to all of the Triple S student family members that have joined us. When we look at that daily chart, you can see that there's an indecision print at the hard right edge with the Triple S line back above the fast momentum line. This is the quadrant where performance makes all the difference. Either we perform or it plunges. The 4-hour chart, which looks out 3 to 5 days, has seen the Triple S line come back into the channel, and it's holding, but it has not given us a bullish cross into the next area. And the 4-hour chart looks out 3 to 5 days, whereas the 1-hour chart looks out 3 to 6 hours. It did close the last hourly bar with a buy signal, but it's happening in the upper half of the channel. This is already an area that the soldiers or the Triple S line itself have conquered, and the channel is sloping down. So this is what a classic false positive would look like in a lower probability case, but still possible, and there are still odds supporting it. This can be the turn of the ship over the course of an entire trading session. It's not common that we'd see it in this quadrant. We'd see it in the uppermost quadrant. Nonetheless, we do have a bullish cross. The channel is sloping down. The blue line is flattened out. And the way that it presents to me is that we're rising into falling resistance. 63.80 on the 1-hour chart's MSR channel, 63.86, as you can see right over there, on the 4-hour chart with that slow speed line poking out right over there. Getting above the 63.86 area does open the door for us to get back up to 64.12, or where the highs were today and or back on Thursday last week. That's not off the table. But I still see this all as a grand detour against the bigger picture flight path that we've presented, not just the intra-week flight path that I've just shown you in this video, but the one that I've shown you many times in videos just like these, where back in late May, early June, we'd forecasted out a rise in the market towards the end of June, challenging the prior all-time highs, a little pullback, and then a blast off into the end of June, front end of July, to new highs, followed by a 4 to 8% mini correction. And truth be told, we've seen the NASDAQ give us a 4.5% move from highs to lows back from the 31st of July down to the 1st of August. That was a 4.5% move. The expectation for that second leg of that move has still not been wiped off my screen, because the primary market has just come effectively to the center line and into a very important node of volume profile resistance. We were above it. We did crack above another node, but we came back and clung to this node. Overall, if this market has got legs to grow, it needs to be above 63.86, right in and around this territory where you've got that hollowness in the volume profile histogram. And that opens the door for a rise back up to 64.12 or potentially higher. But as presented to you using the Triple S indicator, the odds are a little lower for the market to fully retrace back up. More likely, the market feigns a rise, gets us right to the edge of trying to get above the 63, 86-ish, 85-ish area, and then starts to falter back again. Now, based on popular demand from the class that I did yesterday, folks have asked for it to be done again. So many of you called in after the session was over. We want to make sure we take care of all of our students, and I'm going to be doing this class, taking time out of my weekend to be there with you at 10 a.m. Eastern Time this Saturday, August the 9th. I'm going to be bringing some new strategies in, focusing on the scanner with the toolkit, and providing you with both swing and day trading strategies, inclusive of scalp strategies, for those of you that are trying to get your prop trading accounts qualified. I'm going to be there sharing my insights, how I'm trading the market, the tools, the tricks that I use, the methodologies, and all of the tactics that I employ, like I did this morning in front of folks in the active trader room. And many of you that are brand new to the active trader room got to see me make some money on the short side in my prop trading accounts. It was a very, very profitable morning from that standpoint. Looking forward to doing that again with members in the active trader room and WealthCharts tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you at the session this Saturday, August the 9th. It starts at 10 a.m. sharp. It's not a recorded session. It's a do not miss. Have an incredible rest of your day, and thank you for watching.